Happy Hump Day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the Captain Lou Sports Network on YouTube. And, of course, the Extravaganza with yours truly and my tag team partner, the fan of the best team, well, second best team in the Major League Baseball, that being the Phillies. The Brewers are just playing out of their minds. Mitch Bernstein. Mitch, take it away, big fella.
What's going on there, Lou?
Oh, just another great day. Tigers win 1-0. Take 2 out of 3 from the White Sox. So, hey, I'll take a series win all day long.
I don't blame you. I hope the Phillies can do that tonight. We were just talking off air. He didn't get hit by a pitch. It hit his bat knob, and it was 2 strikes, and the catcher caught it for an out.
Wow.
I'm glad he didn't get hit, man. That 98-mile-an-hour pitch. But the Phillies are back to being these neurotic, up and down, I can't hit team. It's so annoying. they sweep a series, and then they can't hit. And the pitcher yesterday, he hasn't been pitching. He's got a 5 ERA, and these guys always make them look like Cy Young Award winners. It's unbelievable. But they have a 5-game lead. I'm happy about that. I want to go over the standings and what we want to talk. I'm going to talk a little bit about today. Award candidates: MVP, Cy Young, Manager of the Year, Rookie of the Year.
All right.
Before we do that, I want to go through the Mets and Phillies schedule to see what the Phillies have to do. What was your number? What was your number of games winning for the Phillies?
91.5. I took the over.
Okay, so
we got some work to do.
We're gonna get to that in a minute. It's the way I looked at it. We'll see what happens. I'm laughing because of that number, because it's an interesting number based on what you want. But we're going to start off with the MVP number 1 candidate in the National League, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
He's pitching better now. Obviously, he kills the ball. But he's a little, we always talk, there's never a dull moment in sports, right? No. Never a dull moment. Here's another one. With this allegation that he's being sued by this developer who supposedly Shohei and his agent promised that they would be the first in the community to promote this luxury community. And Shohei allegedly has backed out with the agent, so this developer is suing him. So again, right now, and it would be a civil suit. Yeah. So it's just never a dull moment. And the article I read talked about, he needs to figure out who should do business with. Do more background checks on these people, so he doesn't get himself in trouble and scar a reputation.
Oh, I agree. And I give him credit for maybe trying to do things like this, but you're right. He's definitely got to do a better background check, and I know we always talk about this with athletes. It all comes down to who the hangers on are, and who, they got to, get a lawyer that they trust, and go from there, and I don't get it sometimes. I really don't. It's like once bitten, twice shy. I don't know. It's a world that you and I, unless we win the Powerball tonight, we'll never know what it's like.
What's it up to now?
500 million. I got my ticket. So
yeah, I didn't get mine. I should just go. I mean, okay, I win 500 million. I give 250 to the government. I only have 250 million now. Gee, that's too bad.
Mitch, I win tonight. I'll give you $1 million.
Oh, folks, you heard it here first. Where are the viewers? You heard it here first.
Darn right.
All right, I appreciate that. Next, a bet on a much higher note, more positive note. The first female to work a major league game, Jen Paul, umpired the Braves this past weekend. Umpired, did you see her first pitch call?
Yeah.
It was an inside ball, and she called it a strike. Oh, I was laughing. Don't do that. Oh no.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, right? I mean, from you know how they have their reports or whatever, their accuracy reports, whatever, their report card. She
Mhm.
actually did pretty good. What was it, 93%, or
I think, yeah.
which is very good. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm happy for her. I'm surprised. I'm sorry it took so long for a woman to be an umpire. I hope I hope she gets more opportunities.
Well, I think she will. I know that the umpires go on rotations
Yeah,
off during the season, and you know, she got there. She did a job. She got praise. I forgot who the crew chief was this weekend with that crew, but he praised her in a press conference that she did all the right things, made the right calls, was in the right position to make the call, and good for her.
yeah,
Good for her. That's it's a pioneering move. Having watched the girls play baseball a week or 2 weekends ago, the aspiring college kids and older and even a little younger. There is a women's professional baseball league having tryouts in DC at the end of the month. They're starting a league. So all the power to them. That's great. They can play baseball. Like I told you last week, I think this one girl was pitching. I mean, she had to be throwing in the mid-80s. I was watching
wow.
her warm up in the bullpen. It's like, okay, I don't know if I want to get up against this pitcher, but she was throwing heat, and they played pretty well.
Have you ever went up against a woman softball fast pitch player?
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. Scary as hell.
Oh my God, yes. I did
Right?
it 40 years ago, and oh my God, man, it's crazy.
I was up with the softball team, and the one coach was a pitcher, and she goes, "Let me see if I can hit this." I couldn't. I couldn't time it. They're so close, and the ball's coming at you. It's like I was lucky to get it. I think I maybe hit a. I foul tipped it once. It's like,
It
no, I don't want to do this.
it was funny with me was this is 1985, I think it was, or 86. One of the two. I was covering women's softball for our radio station I worked at, and also for the newspaper and for the CM Life. And so I used to go to their practices all the time, and not all of them, but one or two a week. Then during the season, one time I was sitting there and we were watching, and I just happened, I knew the coach. She was on my radio show, and
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned it to her. I said, one time I would just like to see what it's like. She said, grab a helmet. And I thought she was joking. She said, come on, Lou, grab a helmet. So I got in there, and I wasn't even close.
No,
Wasn't even close.
it's scary. It's just
for
scary.
sure.
Yeah, really. I don't think I would like that. I mean, I could throw me 10 pitches. Let me get used to the speed. Let me give you that.
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But just don't throw me in there like we were exposed to say, okay, let's just try it. No, I don't have the timing. I can't hit this. All right, let's move on to I think the Cincinnati Reds just scored a run. I think they're doing a review or throw it third. Yeah, they're doing a review. Anyway, all right, so let's get into this. So we'll talk. Let's talk Mets and Phillies first because that's the most intriguing. Even though the standings are close, it's gotten a lot closer as we've talked through the summer. But let me talk since you have money on the line here. Let's talk about what's going on with the Phillies and the Mets. Okay, so the Phillies have 43 games left. Okay. They are at 69 and 50.
Yep.
If they go just above 500 and go 22 and 21, adding those numbers up, they end up at 91 and 71. You need 92.
I know it.
Okay. Now, the Mets are 64 and 55. They have 43 games left. In order to tie the Phillies, if the Phillies just do that, 22 and 21, just over about 500 ball. The Mets, to tie them, have to get to 27-16.
I don't know.
Now, it all depends. Now, we're going to say, obviously, injuries is huge, right?
Yeah,
That's
right.
one thing. But let's look at the schedules. So the Phillies have, I'll go with the lighter teams. They have 7 with the Nats. Okay. They should win 5 of those. Okay. They have the Marlins. They have 6. I'm going to say they win 4.
The Marlins are playing better.
I know.
That's the
Marlins
Yankees.
and Nats. Okay. The Braves, they have 4. They usually don't play well against them, so I'm going to go with 2. All right. The Brewers, they have 3. I'm going with 1.
Nah.
The Mets, they have 7. It's going to be huge. Let's say they go 4. Okay, give them the benefit of the doubt. 3 with the Royals. I'm not giving them any sweeps because they don't sweep. 2. Diamondbacks, 3. They get 2. The Twins, last 3 games of the season, 3. I give them 2. Mariners have 3. I'll give them 1. And the Dodgers have 3. I'm going to give them 1. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's 24 wins.
That's good.
That's 24. Now, the Mets, okay, they play the Braves. Let's see, Braves 3 and 2. I'm going to give them, they play the Braves well. So I'm going to give them, out of the 5 games, I'm going to give them 4. The Mariners, I'm going to give them 1. The Phillies, what I say, I'm going to give them, out of 7, I'm going to give them 3, right?
Yep.
They have the Nats for 3. I think they sweep them. They play them 6. So I'm going to give them 4. Okay. Reds 3, they win 2. Tigers, they win 1. Marlins, they have 7. Lucky for them. They are going to win 5. Now, here's the big games. Towards the end of the season, they have 3 with the Rangers, 3 with the Padres, who are still going to be in it, or tied with the Dodgers right now, and 3 with the Cubs, who are going to be trying for the wild card. So out of the Rangers, they take 2, but they only take 1 from the Padres and 1 from the Cubs. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So
with your math, that means they're going to still beat them by 5 games.
Yep, 24-19. I mean, yeah, they go 24-19 the rest of the way. So it's looking good for the Phillies. That I hope, because those teams, again, it's not okay. It's not. Look, you have to look at who they're playing, and especially, are those teams going to be fighting like hell to get in too? Right? Yeah. Absolutely will be. So really, the Phillies at their last 6, 7, 8, 9, 15 games, the Mets are playing 3 teams who are going to be in the race. That's 9 games. And the Phillies are playing the Dodgers and the Royals and the D-backs and the Marlins and the Twins. Right? So they have an easier schedule.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking at right there. That's what I'm looking at.
Oh, I like the Phillies, obviously, to win that division. I don't know if they've got enough to catch the Brewers right now, but whether the Brewers are 6.5 ahead of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looking at this. Yeah. So looking at the standings, I did this. Yeah. The Cubs are 8 out.
Yeah.
In the Central. right? Dodgers and Padres are tied. Phillies up 5 on the Mets and 12 on the Marlins. The Braves are boom done. Looking at the American League, I mean, we didn't think these races were going to be this tight.
I didn't see Seattle doing this, and they're doing it without Suarez because he's stinking the joint.
With the Astros now, the Rangers are 7 out. Guardians are 6.5 out. I don't see them going anywhere.
Oh, they're
Tigers
5.5 out.
Oh, 5.5 out now?
Yeah. Last night they gained a game.
Oh,
they're playing great. They're, the thing is, Detroit's winning 2 out of 3 out of these series, and they're not gaining any ground.
Which is weird. But that's still the Tigers. They're going to continue to win, and the other teams won't.
Yeah. The Tigers got 4 with Minnesota, and Flaherty's not pitching this weekend. Scooble's pitching tomorrow night, so that, that'll help. But
yeah, so when you got Toronto, man. Now, it's interesting to read about what people are saying about Toronto. They're saying that they don't think they're going to win the division. Now, I don't know about that.
Who's going to beat them? Do you really trust Boston and New York?
No.
I don't. New York's got no pitching.
Yeah, no.
Boston, I want Boston to get to 87 wins because I took the over 86.5. I thought that was dead in the water, but if all they got to do is go 500,
yeah,
and they'll get to 87. So
yeah, they're playing a lot better, better than we thought.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that.
So the wild card right now sits like this: Astros are up 3, Red Sox 1.5, Yankees with the 3rd wild card, Guardians are 1 out.
Yeah,
so they're playing. They're playing to get there. Rangers are 4, and the Royals are 4.5. I don't see the Royals going anywhere.
Man, I don't know. I can't see the Yankees losing out. I mean, the Guardians are playing so well, but can they keep it up? I don't know if they can.
And then you have, and it's funny because they put I guess is a percentage. I don't know how they decided that the Astros are the wild card, not Seattle, but neither here nor there. They're showing them.
I don't know. Tiebreaker maybe.
Yeah. National League Cubs and Padres are 3.5 in. The Mets are the 3rd, and you got the Reds at 2 out, the Cardinals at 4.5 out, Giants 5.5 out, and D-back 6. I don't see anybody making a charge except maybe for the Reds. Or I just don't.
Yeah. I'm with you there. As much as it'd be funny to see both New York teams get bounced,
how would that be amazing?
It would be great, but I think both New York teams will squeeze in.
Yeah, I do too. They just have a lot. I mean, I can't believe that they wouldn't, but the way they're going, I mean, the Mets are not playing, not even 500 ball the last 30 games. I don't think.
Yeah,
right? Yankees either.
I don't get it. It's but the Yankees, they have no pitching. Their starting rotation does not scare me whatsoever.
No, and Judge was hurt. He's come back. He's getting a little bit better. So we want to talk about the MVP. Let's talk about the MVP in both leagues right now.
We have just so you know, we've got Eric warming up in the bullpen. If you want
Eric's
to go
in the bullpen. Well, you know what? Before we get to the MVP, let's bring my friend on, who I've never met in person. Neither have I met in person you. But let's bring this man on because he's got some fun stuff to tell you. Here he is.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good.
Eric, how are you?
Well, after coming from this Giants game, I've been better.
I would think so. How was the weather? Weather looked pretty good there today.
Well, it's San Francisco weather. It's, it was in the 60s and it's very pleasant. The problem is, tonight, if it was a night game, it would be in the low 50s.
Yeah.
It's, I've lived here for 50 years now, so it's not like it's a surprise anymore, but
absolutely.
But honestly, I also think about if I lived in St. Louis or Baltimore or New York and you're going to a night game in July, it's like, 86 degrees and 200,000% humidity. It's not pleasant either. So
correct, because I've been to a lot of those games, and you pick seats where you're not in the sun if you're going to a day game.
A day game, right?
100%.
I will tell you, Eric. We were talking last night with my daughter, one of my daughters, and we were talking about our trips and memories and stuff. and she's not the baseball fan. She's the football fan in the family, the Eagles fan. And she said that park, and I agree with her. That ballpark is exquisite. It is so much fun to be there. We had a blast in San Francisco, and just looking at that ballpark, we always get, when I go to a visiting ballpark, I always get seats behind home plate, high up, so I got the view.
Right.
It's unbelievable, but that park is amazing.
You know, we met a couple in front of us today, and they're from out of town, and they're celebrating their anniversary, and they asked me what was my favorite park, and I said, I mean, objectively, it's probably this one. The only other one that I hear consistently people say is as nice as San Francisco is Pittsburgh, which I've been past, but I've never been to. I was hoping to rectify this year. I'm not sure that's going to be the case, but
yeah, and I will tell you, and Lou, I'm going to get your opinion too. So I will say Citizens Bank Park is great. But I love the concession stands. I mean the what do you call them? Where you walk around.
The concourse.
The
Concourse.
Thank you. The seating is great. The aesthetics, nothing can compare to Oracle. Nothing compares to.
And Citizen, that's Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
I was there kind of for a game. We had tickets. We were inside for an hour, but the rain never let up. So did I see that stadium? I'm going with yes. The problem with San Francisco is that the concourse is so narrow.
It's narrow.
It becomes like, and it's built. Somebody once said to me, I don't know how accurate this is, that Oracle, well, whatever it is now, it's Oracle, was built on 19 acres. Colorado was built on 78. I don't know that that's accurate, but the point is, it's so narrow, it almost becomes like a war trying to navigate to go get food and get back to your seats. It's like it's oppressive, This sounds like an old get off my lawn old man, but
hey, aren't we all?
Yeah. I
Here we
resemble that remark.
yeah, right.
I don't know. I like my favorite park. I think that I've been to. I like Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
I actually like Miller Park in Milwaukee.
Mhm.
Hell of a lot better than I like County Stadium. And Comerica Park, my quote unquote hometown park. I like it. Except you are sitting further away from the field, which I don't like. That's what I like about Tiger Stadium is you were right on top of the action. But
I've been to Comerica. I like it. I've
Yeah.
been to Milwaukee several times. Kind of a personal connection. Great story. I've been there. There are only a few that I've not been to. Busch is. I was hoping this year to go to Busch, to St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh, kind of in one week.
that'd be
I
fun.
don't think it's going to happen, but that's another year.
Yeah.
But I liked it. Look, I'm not a great critic, being critiquing what's
Yeah.
good, what's bad. I mean, people said, I'm from New York originally. People said Shea Stadium was just like a hole. I guess it was my hole. I don't know. It's just kind of, it was fine. It was fine.
Eric, I agree, Eric. That was me. I was when going to the Mets game. It was just to get. And listen, it was a little bit safer to get there than the Yankee Stadium to take the subway into the Bronx.
Right.
But I enjoyed. Listen, I was a kid. That's when I was the Mets fan, and didn't get there beyond late adulthood. But that was my park, Eric. My first, and I missed your book, the first book of my story of my first game. So Eric's written a bunch of books. This is the one that I have. Stories about how people connected in baseball. And Eric, if I were to have written a story for that, my first game that I remember going to was a night game at Shea. Had never been there before. My neighbor took me. And I was embedded in this brain. I walked through the little tunnel to get out to the state to look, and I was just in awe. I stood there, the green grass, the lights. It was like daytime. The brown dirt, the green grass, the white lines, it all stood out, and it looked like we were playing baseball during the day.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
I will tell you that that is probably the most common thing that people have mentioned in their stories. I don't mean every story has it, but if there was one repeated theme, it was that. And I actually, I actually mourn the fact that I don't remember my first game. I mean,
Oh,
people talk about, I'm 72 years old and I was 4 years old. I don't remember that. I do not remember seeing my hero, Mickey Mantle, play. You remember when I grew up, there was no Mets, there
no,
was
right,
no Dodgers or Giants. So I was a
right,
Yankee fan. Yeah, I got Mickey Mantle. What more could you possibly want?
right.
Do not remember seeing him play in person. Do not remember seeing Tom Seaver pitch in person. Although I did both of them, I don't remember it. But your thing about seeing the wide expanse of the field and the green grass and the white lines and the brown dirt, that is
And the
commonly
scoreboard,
brought up.
right? And the scoreboard, which if we were lucky, I forget when we were able to even watch the local games, but that Mets, the scoreboard at Shea, I mean, it was so indelible. 404 was a 410 to straightaway center, right? Just that fence.
Sure.
That's
I'll go with that one.
all right. It was. Um, yeah, and that's what gets us with this game. It's just so much beauty in that respect, in terms of what it's like to go to a game. And Lou, I think I've told you this. Eric, you may not have heard it. When I was in Philly, I was working part time at a kiosk at an auction for an auction company, and we would get there for the games about an hour and a half before. But Sundays were the best. You know why? Because I would get there early on purpose. There was no BP on Sundays. We would open the games would be at 105, whatever. I would get there at 11 o'clock, 11:15, 11:30. Drop my stuff off behind the kiosk, go sit in the seats, and just sit there. And just sit there and watch the guys prepare the field and see what they were doing. It was a little temple, right? A little just sit there and just think.
There is something about baseball, and so Lou, you don't know me, of course, but th- there's something about baseball. I am convinced that you could never write the kind of books, and I want to be clear. I didn't write them, right? I curated them, I edited them.
Right, right.
There were 275 stories in the first book, 325 in the second. I wrote 4 in each. So when I brag about the book, I could do it without sounding like an arrogant jerk because I didn't write the stories, right? I was so lucky that people trusted me with their personal memories, okay? I am convinced that you could never, let's just say, use the words put together a book like this about any other sport. There's something about baseball.
Yeah.
And I contend, in part, it's the pace of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
It enables you to sit. I mean, this is how it started for me. It enables you to sit, think, talk with the people you're with. Like today, talk with people you've never met and you may never meet again. There's just something about this giant community. Look, I like basketball. I don't like football. I love basketball. I don't think you could write a book like this about basketball.
No,
What do you
I mean,
think, Lou?
maybe
You know what, Eric, you're right. I agree. Lou, what do you think?
I agree. Because I like your point, Mitch. Eric, your point is great too. When I go to a game at Comerica Park, I'm like you, Mitch. I sit behind home plate, upper deck, and I stare at the skyline. I look at the ambiance of the field, the nooks and crannies. I do that when I go to other stadiums, and you've got time to do that all game, in between pitches. Eric, your point is well taken. Talking to other people. The last game I went to was when the Cubs were in town. You had a chance I chatted with 2 Cubs fans that flew in just for that game, and then we're flying back out right afterwards. And it's just, You don't get a chance to talk to people like that in any other sport.
Well, right, because you're paying attention to the game,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah,
mean,
exactly.
you've really got to pay attention in a basketball game constantly. I'll tell you this. I'm not going to tell you the story from the book, but my wife's from Chicago. She has family in Minneapolis, and a number of times we've taken that ride, right? So this one time we decided to go to a game in Milwaukee. You know, we'd like to see every stadium. Is it a bucket list? I don't know. If I died tomorrow, there are things I didn't do that I regret more than not seeing every stadium. Maybe. But
I'm glad you put that maybe in, because that is on my bucket list.
Yes.
I'm going to show you real quick, Eric. I showed this to Lou. I got this as a Father's Day gift. My daughter.
All the stadiums you've been to?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So we were at this game, and I talking to these two guys behind me, and you know, I was telling about this book that I was writing. All right. One guy sends me a story. Great story, taking his kids to their first game. Oh my God. There's so much to this story, but that's not the point I'm going to make here. So we become friends. Then we become friends, you know, for whatever friendship means, with someone who lives in Milwaukee, and another guy who lives in San Francisco. And then we become Facebook friends. And he sends me a message one day. How do you know Harry Rhodes? I must have made a post. Harry commented on it. Dean saw it. And I said, well, Harry is my wife's cousin's kid. How do you know Harry? He said, my son married his niece.
Wow. That's
So
something.
I don't exactly know what our family relationship is. Maybe it's second cousins-in-law, 3 times removed. But Dean and his wife have become such close friends to Lynn and me. I mean, even when I was in Seattle doing a book talk, he flew in to see his son and Lynn's cousin's kid, whatever it is,
Right.
just so we could all be together. And you know, that's because we were at a baseball game.
Yes.
That's because we were at a baseball game.
If I could do this to you, I should have. Because I got one story. I'm still working. I got to get back to it. It's about the Field of Dreams when I saw Kevin Costner there. It's an amazing story, and it's like I got to finish it. But you know, I always tell the story about when I was working at the kiosk for Hunt Auctions, and I loved it. Seeing the memorabilia, I was selling the stuff, talking to people. People would come up. What are you doing? What are you here? We're watching this. We're here from here. We can't wait to go there. Whatever. Guy comes up to the kiosk. We had a conversation. He says, "I said, are you guys from here? No. We're from New York. We're doing some baseball teams." I said, "Well, have you ever been to Fenway?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I've been to Fenway a lot." I said, "Man," I said, "I got to get there at some point. I just, the tickets are just exorbitant." He looks at me straight in the eye. He goes, "You want tickets?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He looks at me again. He says, "Do you want tickets?" I was like, "Well, yeah." Goes in his pocket, gives me a card. Email me the day and when you want to go to. Are you kidding? No. We happened to be going up to Boston. We were going to go camping in Boston that summer. Get home, I said, we might have a chance to go to a game. What are you talking about? I said, I met this guy. I email him the information. That was probably on a Wednesday, I believe. He emails me back. I had forgotten to say, put something down or whatever on the thing. You forgot to tell me blank. Okay, whatever. I bet him back. I get back to him. I get back home from work on Monday. There's a FedEx package. I'm like, oh, what the heck is this? I open it up. And I'm getting the chills as I talk about this. 2 tickets to a Red Sox game. And I quickly go to my phone to look up where the seats were. Right behind the freaking dugout.
Mm.
I was like, are you kidding me? And then the whole story gets better because I ended up getting, there was a cop there who was, the infield balls would come in. He would get them and throw them to the crowd. And there were young girls next to me and older folk, young kids over here. He'd be tossing the balls. And I go, you guys, you're too old. I said, no, I want a ball. He goes, So I'm looking this way at one point, and I hear clunk, clunk, clunk. The guy next to me, we were schmoozing together about this getting a ball. He gets it. He goes, that was for you. I said, well, the next inning, third out, Brock Holt is playing third base. He catches the infield fly. Becky says, oh, he's coming in third. I said, stand up. I have my glove with me. Stand up. Cop's looking that way. Brock Holt throws me the ball. And I go, oh, this is going to be great. Wait till I show him the ball. So I hold on to it for an inning or two. At one point, he's looking this way. I take it out of my glove. And he goes, I said, yeah, I got it. You can't have a better story. I mean, it's just phenomenal, right?
I've learned a lot from this book, and I've met some really wonderful people. And I'm not going to tell you that all my experiences were good. There have been some pretty crappy ones. The friendships we've made have been amazing. I can remember 100 people who told me, I've got a great story for you, and I'd never heard from them again. I can visualize their faces where I met, and that's like a disease I've got. I can remember all these people I've met, but, on balance, I mean, oh my God, it's just been, and again, I think it's the game. You wouldn't meet and become lifelong friends with somebody at a football game. I mean, I don't think. I've never been to a football game. So,
football's crazier. I mean, I get security for the Eagles for 3 seasons, and it's a whole different environment. It's just so much crazier. It's just out of control passion.
Right.
I mean, the Phillies baseball fans are passionate, but football fans are nuts.
It's interesting because I think in my first book, I think in the introduction, I have them sitting here, and we did a talk a couple of weeks ago. I wrote something about, for a game, I'm not going to try to find it. For a game that is not a passionate game, it's followed passionately by the fans. I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, our daughter runs a press elevator at the park, and we talk about baseball all the time. She loves baseball. She's really the reason I think that my wife became a baseball fan. When you have, I'm going back, 35 years now, 30 years. So when you have, and again, think of the times now. This is what I'm thinking. So back in the 90s, right? Your boy likes baseball. It's like, duh. Your girl likes baseball. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's far more common that you see young women, girls with friends, not just their boyfriends or their parents,
Right.
But I kind of lost my point, but I just think that it's a passionate game, and we talk about it all the time. We're talking about what happened yesterday, and why aren't they playing Wilmer Flores, and why on earth did they have Devers at first base and Dom Smith DHing? That makes no sense to me at all.
Yes. We get passionate about our teams and our players. I do it all the time. Lou was a witness, man. I rant and rave all the time. You want to see a rant right now? Let me just check something real quick, because the Phillies have 3 hits through 6.
All right. Not a lot of sympathy for me. Your team is 5 games ahead of my Giant, ahead of my Mets.
Shouldn't bitch. I know, but listen, this is me. This is what I see. I'm passionate.
Yes, I get it.
Ball.
Believe me, if I weren't talking to you guys, I'd be following the Mets right now.
I know.
I get it. Don't tell me how they're doing. I don't want to know. They used up they used a week's worth of runs last night. So,
they did. Yeah. I mean, listen, the Phillies haven't been much better lately. I mean, they swept the Rangers, but now look at this. They can go hitless and 3 or 5 hits in 2 games. Now, this guy pitching for them, for the Reds is who's pitching for them? I mean, it's absolutely insane. He's throwing 100 miles an hour. It's nuts. And Hunter Green, yeah. But they only 6 Ks. But he's at the 85. The good thing is, so now he's at 85 pitches already. So maybe we got one more. He's got one more inning. And Phillies are the best team in baseball, scoring runs between the 7th and 9th inning. So we can only hope. Eric, like I said, Lou, Eric's got 2 books out like this, right?
Yep.
And one about music, which I did send Eric a story about.
You did.
So it's interesting projects you have there, sir. Interesting, fun projects.
Well, I'll tell you quickly how it happened. It was just like what we were talking about before. I was at a game in 2010, and I clearly remember that. I was with my wife, my daughter, and our friend, and I'm sitting there looking at the field, just kind of minding my own business, and I just asked them, "What's your favorite game you've ever been to, or your favorite moment of the game?" What, I don't remember exactly what the question was, and I remember it was 2010 because, well, this was in 2011, and they said last year when the Giants just need to beat the Padres one game out of three to win this, to win the division, and they ultimately won the World Series, as you know, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And they gave me their story, right? And I just again, I've lost my place. That's what happens when you're my age. But I just started asking people about their stories.
Uh-huh.
And I asked, I sent an email to about 30 people. I said, so here are my 6 favorite moments of the game, but I didn't give them a story. I just gave them an event. I was there the day they retired Mantl's number, when a photographer took a picture of Dusty Baker with his arms around my kids. But again, I didn't describe it. I just gave the event. And I sent an email to about 30 people, including my friend Andy, who hates baseball, and just to bust his chops, because that's what we do. And his story was so personal, so intimate, about the only game he ever went to when he was a kid with his dad, who died when Andy was young. And that's how it happened. That's how this started. And as you know, I mean, I met you online in a baseball group, and that's how I've gotten all these stories. And I obviously love baseball, but music is more important to me.
For you, yes.
Baseball, I don't mean to be denigrating about this. Baseball is just a game.
Right.
I can remember 2 or 3 times when a sporting event really depressed me. And it was like when the Mets lost to the Padres in 22. I was in Albany I was doing a book talk at a baseball seminar, and the Mets were supposed to win it all that year. And I remember going back to my room, bringing some food back, and just being incredibly depressed watching this game. But music is so much more important to me. And, because baseball's a game, music gets to your soul. So I'm excited about finally putting this book together. It's
good.
It's been
Absolutely
a number of years in the making. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and rushing back. We're gonna get to some football talk, because I'm gonna give my Eagles seasonal predictions game by game here and see how it ends up. I'm gonna save this piece of paper, print out the schedule with wins and losses on it, and we'll see how it goes. See how people react to it.
Good luck to your football teams.
Yes, thank you.
The Lions, I assume, and the Eagles.
Yes, sir.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, I lost. I was a Jets fan, through the Super Bowl and maybe a little beyond, but again, just not a fan of the game.
Super Bowl, I'll never forget those years in New York. Those years in New York, Eric, right?
Yep.
Mets, the Jets, and the Mets, the Jets, and the Knicks winning those championships.
Right. Well, there was a book called That Championship Season. I think it was written
by
written by Art Shamsky. Right.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, I can't complain that I never have my teams have never won a championship. I can't, but I do. I want the Phillies to win. But we'll see. Eric, thank you so much, buddy.
Eric,
thank you both. Appreciate it.
All right,
coming on. Appreciate it. Take care. All right, Eagles predictions. You ready, Lou? Oh, now it's 4-0. Oh, this game is done.
Let's do it.
Turn that off. All right, here we go. September 4th, home against the Cowboys. If they lose that game, all hell will break loose. That's a win.
I'm with you there.
Okay. September 14th, that is at Kansas City. They are going to lose that game.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that Kansas City is just going to be fired up, and the Eagles.
For that one. Yep.
Home against the Rams. I think they lose that one.
Really?
Yes. I just think that they're still going to find that they're going to still need to find some consistency with Hurts passing And Saquon will get his yards, but I just think that the Rams are going to beat him.
I'm going with Philly.
Week number 4 at Tampa. Typically, they don't win there. I got to win for them there.
Me too.
Home against the Broncos. Too bad they have a home schedule against these up-and-coming teams. I have that as a loss.
Wow. Not me. I got them with 4-1 already.
Okay. Giants, week 6. That's definitely a win.
Yep.
The Vikings at home.
Well, that's at the Vikings.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's away. Yeah. Giants at the Vikings. I'm looking at the wrong thing. They win that one.
I've got them losing that one. Okay.
Yeah, I think that they're going to start finding themselves.
Okay.
Home against the Giants. That's a win.
Yep. I'm with you.
They get the bye. They go to Green Bay. They win there. Monday Night Football.
Green Bay's fool's gold. I agree.
The Lions at home. They lose.
I'm saying they lose too, only because I'm a homer.
At the Cowboys on November 23rd. That is a win.
I got it as a win too.
The Bears away in Chicago on a
that's home.
Sorry, yeah, I'm looking at home. That's a win.
Yes, agreed.
The Chargers away Monday Night Football. They have a long break, 28th to the 8th. That's a win.
I got them losing that one. Okay.
Home against the Raiders is a win.
Yep.
Away against the Commanders is a win.
I got that as a loss.
Away against Buffalo is a loss.
Me too.
Home against the Commanders is a win.
Okay.
12-5.
Well, that means the over-under is 11.5 at plus 110 if you were to do that, if you're so inclined.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I've got them at 11-6, potentially 12-5. I think they're going to win the division. I think Washington's going to take a step back only because they're going to play a tougher schedule and they're not going to surprise anybody this year.
Right. Well, that's the thing. They're going to get ready for what they have. They're going to get ready for that quarterback.
Yeah.
They're going to be ready.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that people, they will catch up to them and figure out how to contain that kid. He's good. He's really good.
Oh, he is. But I just let me see what he does in his second year now that the spotlight's on him a little bit.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. This is his sophomore year. Let's see what he does.
Yeah,
he's great. He's got great skills, but people are going to change some things up on him on the defensive side, and he's going to have to figure out how to perform, how to get those plays.
I agree.
Check downs at the line, whatever he has to do, and figure that stuff out. The thing with the Eagles, Landon Dickerson went down with a meniscus. You don't want to. Thank God it's only a meniscus; it's not an ACL. So supposedly they're thinking he'll be back by the September 4th game. I don't know about that. I don't know because these guys are so big, right? And is it all relative? Because I had a meniscus and it was, I was a lot older, obviously.
Yeah. Isn't it a pain tolerance thing, Mitch?
No, it's it's not really that. My 2 meniscus that I had, one on each knee, it wasn't really painful. It was more of an ache.
Okay.
I knew something was wrong. I could feel it. It was weak. And then
but after the surgery,
no, it's not a big no.
So
my second one was like the third of it was he had to cut out a third of it, he said.
Yeah.
And it was fine. It was fine.
I think at the worst, I think he misses the opener.
Yeah, I think so.
Against the Chiefs.
Yeah. And if they're smart, they'll just know that. Give him rest. Give him rest.
Yeah.
For that. But Yeah. Have you looked at your Lions schedule? What's that like?
Well, I have. I'll see if I can bring it up real quick on the computer. I'll go through that real quick. All right. They open up at Green Bay. Love is supposedly going to be able to play. He had thumb surgery on his non-throwing hand.
I saw that. Yeah.
I've got Detroit winning that one. Then they open up against the Bears at home. Ben Johnson coming back, blah, blah, blah. I've got them winning that one.
Yeah.
Then they go to Baltimore on Monday night. They're going to lose.
Really?
I think Baltimore and Buffalo are the class of the AFC.
AFC, yeah.
Then they're home to Cleveland. That's a win.
Yep.
Then they've got 2 tough road games back to back, Cincinnati and Kansas City. And as much as I'd like to see a split there, I'll go with the split. I think they could win at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to lose at Kansas City. That's a Sunday night game. They've had such great luck in Kansas City that they're due to lose one.
Yeah.
So I'll say they're 4-2 after 6. Then they're home to the Buccaneers on a Monday night doubleheader, 7:00 kick.
Wow.
Well, they're not doing overlap Monday night games anymore on doubleheaders. So that's a win.
Okay.
Then they're home to the Vikings. That's a win. Then that matchup with the Commanders.
Yeah.
That's a toss-up. I'm going with a win. Then they've got a Sunday night game against Philly. To me, that's a loss.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they're home to the Giants, the Packers, and the Cowboys. There's
3 home games in a row?
3 home games in a row.
Jeez.
Yeah. So let's see. I said 4-2 after 6, 6-2, 6, 7-3, 8-3, 10-3. Then they go to the Rams. They're going to lose that. So they'll be 10-4. Season finale at home against the Steelers. They're going to win that one. So that's 11-4. Then they got 2 road games against the Vikings and the Bears. I think they split those. So I think they're going to be 12-5.
Same. Yeah.
And I'm fired up for them. I think they've got some good pieces to replace some of the ones they've lost. But, it's just going to see how well they play with their new coordinators. And I don't know. I mean, the Bears don't have anything in my book. Ben Johnson's, it's going to take him a while.
Mm-hmm.
J.J. McCarthy's, he's got a crap load of talent there. But the Packers are the Packers. I think, I'm not sold on Jordan Love.
No. And listen, we all know it's all about the quarterbacks in this league.
Oh,
and if you don't have an elite one, and by the way, I was going to bring up something real quick. I took a screenshot of it. Did you see Dan Orlovsky's rating of the quarterbacks?
No.
Oh, Stephen A. Smith went nuts. He went absolutely ape. You know what?
Yeah.
He has Jalen Hurts he has him in the 11 to 15 range.
I don't get it.
And then
he's a top 7 quarterback in my book, if not better.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then it's somebody else. I think it was ESPN had him in. He's the number 9, which I still think is way high.
Here's my thing. Whoa. All right. I like what Colin Cowherd says when he does his picks. And I'm going back to your schedule. The quarterbacks you're playing, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
No. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes. Who knows in LA with the Rams? Stafford hasn't practiced yet. I think he's seen his better days. I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield. Then you got Bo Nix, the golden child now.
Yes.
Then you got whoever at the Giants.
Yeah.
JJ Jordan Love, Goff, Dak, fingernail guy there, Caleb Williams,
Oh yeah, Cambridge Caleb. Yeah,
Herbert. Then you got a Geno Smith, and then 2 games. Your last 3 games are going to be difficult. I think you can get 1 or 2 out of 3 there. So with
yeah.
Jaden Daniels and Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, yeah.
Allen's going to be my MVP this year, I think.
Yeah, I think
Either him or Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Have you watched the quarterbacks thing?
I watched the first couple episodes. Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. Those 2 guys are in it. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, we all know that.
Yeah.
And it's getting close already. I mean, it's crazy that it's only 30 plus days away.
Gosh,
Less than 30.
We're talking
It's like 20 something. 29.
3 weeks.
Yeah. It's nuts. Yeah. So they're saying the Eagles they're still looking for a corner or a safety. So they're playing around with that. The Eagles are.
Yeah. Lions, it's just, they can stay healthy. They're going to be right there.
Yeah. Oh, and as we all know, it doesn't take a genius. Injuries.
Yeah.
You stay clean, you'll be good.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I mean,
because I look at your quarterback situation and ours. I mean, your backup is Tanner McKee, and ours is Kyle Allen. So not exactly Sonny Jurgensen and Billy Kilmer,
But everybody's so funny after the preseason game. Everybody was touting Tanner McKee's what's his name? Yes,
Tanner McKee.
Yeah, his game. So, yeah, I mean, but listen, you lose your quarterback, you're basically done.
Yeah,
I mean, better to lose it. I don't know. Is it better to lose it early and let the quarterback, the second stringer, come in and play the rest of the season, or is it better to just? To me, that is because God forbid, like what happened with Wentz, and they got things worked out with Foles, obviously, but you had somebody who could take him, and maybe Tanner McKee's the guy, but why are we even thinking that Hurts is going to get injured?
He's not.
He probably won't be. Let's knock on wood.
There you go.
Got to take care of themselves, and they know how to do that. So.
Hey, Mitch, who's your MVPs for baseball? We got a couple minutes.
All right. So, people are not, again, ESPN had this article up talking about the MVPs in the leagues. They were ranking, where's my MVP list? They had 6 guys ahead of Schwarber right now. Ohtani, Pete Crow Armstrong, Tatis, Kyle Tucker. I don't get Geraldo Perdomo for the D-backs. I don't get that. And then Schwarber.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, okay, I get it. The Cubs may get in it. San Francisco and Houston, not Houston, the Cubs, the Dodgers. Yeah, teams that are winning, right? The winning teams. You got to scratch Perdomo out of there.
Yeah.
But, if they didn't have Schwarber, the Phillies, they would be they'd be in deep crap, a deep hole. So I think it's between and this is what another article said. And this was what the guys on Sunday Night Baseball said too. It's going to be between Ohtani and Schwarber.
Yeah.
And Schwarber's Ohtani's going to get the votes because he pitches too.
Right.
Cy Young, it could be. Listen, you're looking at the NL Cy Young as where's my Cy Young? Cy Young, Skeens, who plays for Pittsburgh, and he's got a great ERA, and he's been really good. ERA under, I think they said, is the pitches to when did he pitch next, and then he could end up with an ERA of under 2. But then you have Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler,
mm-hmm.
who are just absolutely crazy now. Wheeler, we're concerned about Wheeler because his pitches were down minimally 2 to 3 miles an hour his last outing. So we're getting a little concerned about that. Everything is off of his fastball. If he's not at 97, 98, something's wrong. So there's a little concern there. Sanchez, he's losing tonight. He was the one that we were hoping that was going to get him out of this, and so Suarez didn't have a good game last night. So a little worrisome here. Bullpen's now better. We got to get the starting pitching back to where they're supposed to be. But Skeens, Sanchez, and Wheeler, Cy Young in the American League, Skubal, obviously, Crochet, and Hunter Brown for the Astros, and they say Framber Valdez for the Astros. So manager of the year, John Schneider with the Blue Jays. I'd have to go with that one, and AJ Hinch for the Tigers. NL, Pat Murphy for sure for the Brewers.
Yeah,
absolutely. There's no question there.
Yep.
AL MVP, Judge. He's got to kick it up a little bit more. Raleigh for sure.
I'd go with Raleigh, especially
right now,
if the Yankees don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, Raleigh for sure. And then they have Bobby Wood Jr. with the Royals and Jose Ramirez with Cleveland. I mean, again, MVP. This is the one that takes you to the promised land.
Yeah.
Not the best player on the team, but takes him to the promised land.
It's the most exactly. It's not the best player in the league. It's the one most valuable for their team to get him there. I agree. And
that's what it should be. That's what it should be. Yeah.
And without Raleigh, Seattle's not even close.
Oh, exactly. It's like Schwarber with the Phillies.
Yes, that's right.
Not even close.
But it's a popularity contest, and I think that's why Shohei and Judge will probably end up winning it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, most likely. Yeah.
Skubal's going to have to – I think Crochet is going to give him a run, but I think Skubal ultimately will probably win it, especially if Detroit wins the division.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I like your pick with Schneider, because
Blue Jays. But he's done. Oh, my gosh, so far. Yeah. I mean, all right, I know you got to go. So I want to talk about 2 weeks. You're no extravaganza with us in 2 weeks, next week. But in 2 weeks, Rob Moroska is going to come on. He's a Mets writer. He's going to come on and talk Mets.
Okay.
And then Garnet Valley football.
All right.
Whether it's the coach or I think it's going to be a coach and a couple of players. We're going to talk to them, talk about their first game. I think they will have already had. So looking forward to that and bringing them back on again.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Lou.
All right, everybody.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for welcoming us into your homes, everybody, on your laptops, your iPhones, however you watched us around the world here on the Extravaganza. So for my tag team partner, Mitch Bernstein, yours truly, Captain Lou, saying keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open. So long, everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks to Eric Ray, too, for stopping in.
Yes, thanks, Eric. Great conversation, as always.